Hello everyone, welcome back to Fixing with a Kid. I want to give you a few tips. It's that time of year. People are working on their lawnmowers, getting them ready for the season, especially here in Florida. So I want to show you a couple of tips. First of all, if you're going to turn your mower over to check the blade, before you work on it, the number one thing you want to do, take off the spark plug wire. That way there's absolutely no way it's going to start. So when you're turning the mower over, find your air filter. You want to make sure that your air filter is up. If you don't, you're going to get oil in your air filter. Okay, I've got the mower over with the spark plug disconnected and the air filter facing up. That way the oil will not run the other way. If you flip it where the air filter is down, the oil from the engine will leak into your carburetor, and then it'll smoke like crazy when you start it up. Alright, you need to find the proper size socket to remove your blade. Now if you have an impact, it's easier. It's easier to remove the blade bolt. However, if you do not have an impact, you can take a 2x4 and wedge it up against the blade so that when you take it off with a big socket, a big breaker bar, you can loosen it up. Actually, I want to talk about something that I see a lot when people bring their lawnmowers in for me to take a look at. Now, as you can see, this blade is not too bad. People will sharpen their blades. The blade, only about the first maybe ½ inch of the blade does all the work. But here, sand will erode the blade. I want you to look at the difference in thickness between the left side and right there. Down here in Florida, the sand just eats these blades up. This one still has some life in it, but it'll actually begin to split right here. And you know when that happens, it's time to get a new blade. So when you go to install a blade, how do you know the proper way to do it? Some of them say, of course I can't see if this one does or not because it's all full of dirt, but when you go to put a lawnmower blade on a lawnmower, any lawnmower, you want the lift up. Now, I've seen people put lawnmower blades on the mower like that. That is not right. You want the lift up. Just remember, lift up. So if this is the motor, that would be the way to put it, and then that would be facing down. I've seen people bring them in, they say, I sharpened the blades and now it don't cut well. And come and they have the blade on the lawnmower upside down. So let me show you on the mower. Alright, so if we're installing this blade, I have seen people, and it'll go on there. It'll go on there like that. But you see the lift is facing down. That is not correct. You're going to be cutting with the lift part. That's what blows your grass out. So you want the blade on. I know the sun's shining in our eyes. You want the blade on like that, where the cutting edge is down. And to tighten it back up, you want to do the same thing. You want to make sure you get it tight according to the mower specs that you've got in your manual. And you want to brace it with a 2x4 if you don't have an impact. Just make sure you get a good tight bolt so your blade doesn't come off. Alright, there's a couple of quick tips for you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.